Today, we're going to get into a story that really shows you how tiny moments and unspoken words can just spiral out of control into something devastating. It's a story about a simple college romance that got tangled up in rules, reputation, and in the end, a catastrophic failure to just talk. We're going to start with this really haunting admission from the college principal. This quote is just so heavy with regret, and it kind of sets the stage for the tragedy we're about to unpack. You can tell this whole story is being pieced together in hindsight, trying to figure out how everything went so terribly wrong. So where does this all start? Well, in a place that's probably familiar to a lot of us, a college campus. And right at the heart of it are two first-year students, Ram and Harshita, just, figuring things out. Their connection didn't start with some big, dramatic, romantic gesture. Not at all. It was built on the most simple, everyday stuff. He helps her fill out a form. His kite accidentally lands near her hostel. These tiny, harmless moments that just slowly pulled them into each other's worlds. And then there's this notebook. It starts as this totally innocent thing, right? Ram needs to borrow Harshita's class notes. But pretty soon, that notebook becomes the whole reason they need to see each other, the perfect excuse they need to talk. It literally becomes the physical symbol of their friendship. But here's the thing. While they saw a budding friendship, the college administration, they saw a threat. And this is exactly where the story takes a turn and the real conflict kicks in. Look at this. For Ram and Harshita, talking before class or passing a notebook back and forth was just normal. It was just life. But for the principal? Oh no. To him, these were serious violations. He saw it as discipline breaking down, as a real threat to the college's pristine reputation. It's like two completely different realities looking at the exact same thing. And the administration's response? It wasn't just some warning. They brought the hammer down on the entire campus. All of a sudden, boys and girls weren't allowed to talk to each other. Can you imagine? The entire student body was now living under these super strict, segregated rules, and all because of one relationship they thought was happening. So the pressure just keeps building, right? The principal calls Ram and Harshita into his office. He is absolutely convinced something is going on, and he just grills them over and over, completely refusing to believe they're just friends. Just think about that. They're being accused of something they haven't even really admitted to themselves yet. They're backed into a corner, they feel like there's no way out, and so Harshita makes a really bold move. Right there, under all that immense pressure, Harshita blurts this out, directly to the principal. It's just this moment of pure defiance. She's not just admitting she has feelings for Ram, she's basically challenging the principal's entire authority and saying, bring it on. This one sentence changes everything. But that act of bravery, born out of pure frustration, it unknowingly kicks off this terrible, terrible chain reaction of events. A perfect storm of crises was brewing, and nobody could see it coming. Okay, look at this timeline. It is just absolutely devastating when you lay it all out. So the principal calls their parents. At almost the exact same time, Ram gets the worst news imaginable. His father has passed away. His mom begs him not to tell anyone, to not mess up his exams. So he leaves campus, totally wrapped up in his own private grief. But Harshita? She just sees him leaving, and she can only think of one reason. He's running away from her, from all the trouble. She feels completely and utterly alone. So let's be super clear here. He wasn't leaving because of her. He was leaving because of this horrible family tragedy that he couldn't even talk about. She died believing he deserted her, never ever knowing the real reason for his silence. It's just this fatal misunderstanding born from two separate, hidden heartbreaks. And in the aftermath, what's left? Just this crushing heavy weight of what could have been. And this dawning horror, realizing all the different points where just one conversation could have changed the entire outcome. One life. Gone. And not because of some forbidden romance, but because of a total, catastrophic collapse of communication. A failure that, in the end, touched every single person involved in this story. After it was all over, that weight of responsibility, it just settled on everyone. The principal admitted he pushed way too hard, the warden for not doing her job, their friends for not stepping in, and Ram, even though he was grieving, for leaving without a single word. It became this collective burden,
with everyone seeing their small role in the tragedy, but only after it was far too late.
This last admission from the principal, it just shows you the depth of his personal hell. For him, her death wasn't a one-time thing. It's a wound that gets ripped open again and again every time he's reminded of what happened. His guilt basically became a life sentence. And maybe the most heartbreaking part of all is that Harshida's father, he never truly recovered. His mind, just shattered by grief, brings him back to the college year after year. He's stuck in a time loop, believing he's there to pick up his daughter, who will never, ever be there. It's this haunting, living reminder of the whole tragedy. And that's what we're left with, this question. I mean, this story is an extreme example for sure, but it really forces you to think, right? What is the real cost of not speaking up? And maybe just as important, not listening. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes the worst things happen not because of hate or malice, but simply because of silence.